Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Metabo HPT's new framing nailer. Just got it in the mail the other day. So if you like what you see today, you're learning a little something about Metabo HPT or their framing guns, please click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we're putting out new content. Okay, so here it is in all its splendid glory. We've been waiting for this gun for a while. We actually have its sister version. The difference, this one says Hitachi, and this one says the Metabo HPT. It is a different model number. This Metabo gun, the model number is NR3690DR, and it's their cordless framing nailer. It shoots a 21-degree angled nail, and it's a plastic collated nail. This is a 3¼ inch version. This is galvanized. This is what we use typically in our construction. It'll shoot a 3½, but for some reason their 3½ inch nails are harder to come by, especially recently with all the supply chain issues we've been having. Visually, these guns are very similar. They operate the same. They both have a trigger lockout mechanism. This framing gun came with a really large rafter hook. This one has a much smaller rafter hook, which we may end up putting on the other side of the gun. It's kind of what we're used to. They both have the same spring-loaded nail feed mechanism. The trays are the same. The depth gauge is the same. The pin, the head of where they grab into the framing is the same as well. One noticeable difference that I found was there's a special, looks like an additional adapter on the back of this gun to accept the multi-volt batteries, but ironically this gun accepts a multi-volt battery as well. So we've been using this gun with a multi-volt battery even though this one has an adapter on it. So I don't know what the deal is with that. In physical appearance, basically the same gun, except that this model number is a NR1890DR. And like I said before, this is the NR3690DR. What I'm assuming is the NR18 means 18 volt. The NR36 means 36 volt. So this gun will run at a 36 volt capacity, while this gun will only run at 18 volt capacity, which on your smaller amp hour batteries, you're gonna get 2.5 amp hours out of this battery and 5 amp hours out of the same battery on this gun. But this one I assume is going to hit a little bit harder because it's using more voltage to deliver the impact of the nail. So that's what I want to do right now, is kind of compare if we notice any difference in how the gun hits and how it delivers the nail to the framing. Okay, so let's do some of that. I'm going to start with the new gun. And all I'm going to do is, I just have some 2x8s and 2x6s here, and I'm just going to nail these together, like so. Nothing fancy, just want to show you. So the first thing about the Metabo brand is there's a button in here you have to push to power up the equipment. So I just hold that down for 2 seconds, then a little blue light comes on right here. You can also select single or sequential firing with the gun. If you do a lot of bump firing, you can change it out. We don't. We do one shot at a time usually, so I just leave it in single mode. And then there's also a mechanical warning and an overheat temperature sensor that can flash if the gun is hot or needs service. We haven't had those issues. We've never seen those go off. So let's just take this up and fire. Oh, let me grab some safety glasses really quick. Now I got my safety glasses on. Let's fire away. So I just shot 3 nails. First nail, I didn't quite have a good enough grab on this board, so it didn't quite compress as much. The other 2 went in just fine, and it's hitting just almost as hard as a pneumatic nailer. It's almost there. Most of the time when we're using these guns, we're either nailing into end grains or we're toe nailing something into something else, which actually the toe nailing will do. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm just gonna grab an extra piece of material here, because usually I'm toe nailing like a joist onto a beam or something like that. So this is a good test to see how hard and how deep those nails will go. So You might still have to go back and set those with a hammer, and that's probably the one thing that we've noticed with the cordless framers, is sometimes they won't set your toenails quite deep enough. This one's set pretty good, but the other two I would probably hit them with a hammer or a punch. And go back over on this side and do the same thing. Okay, they work pretty good. Let's grab the 18 volt version of the gun and we'll see how it does. Okay, it's powered up. Again, I'm going to go right into the end grains right here. We'll see if you notice any audible or depth setting difference. Those both went in very well, just as good as the 36 volt version. So I'd say that's a win. And they set about the same depth as well. So what I'm getting out of both of these guns, they're both working very well. There's not much noticeable difference between the Metabo and the Hitachi, but they both are driving fairly well. Like I said, when you're toenailing something, it takes a little bit more pressure, and I'm also using pressure treated hemlock. Depending on the type of materials you use, you may experience a deeper drive or maybe a shallower one, depending on what you want to do. There is a depth setting on both of these guns, so if you are driving too deep or you feel like you're driving too deep, you can adjust this dial this way and you can see the plunger move out. So personally, we're gonna always run these tight so we can get the maximum depth, because we're framing with these guns. We're not really doing any type of finish work with them or anything like that. We've had this Hitachi gun before it became Metabo HPT. So we've had this gun about 3 years. We haven't had it in for service. We haven't had to maintenance it at all. It's been a good gun, and I'm really looking forward to putting this Metabo HPT framing gun through its paces as well, and we'll probably get back at you with some updates, or maybe in some subsequent videos that we shoot where we're actually just using this on some framing, and we'll let you know how well it does and what our future thoughts are on this gun. It's nice to have two of these on the job site because it's kind of our go-to framer. We also have a DeWalt framer as well. It works pretty good, but we really like these Metabo HPT guns. I highly recommend them. It comes with one 5 amp hour battery, and which will get you, like I said, 2.5 amp hours in a 36 volt gun, or the 5 amp hours in a 18 volt gun. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content, comments below, and don't forget to like our videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.